Attention, fans of Unfinished Business Television, we're thrilled to announce our proud partnership with Super 7, the ultimate destination for collectors and pop culture enthusiasts alike. Visit super74.com/AJEPYX today. Use promo code AJEPYX, and let's keep the good times rolling here at Unfinished Business Television.
Hey, folks, welcome back to Unfinished Business Television. This week, we're going to try something a little different. We have a returning guest coming or guest starring on the show, stand-up comedian extraordinaire, hilarious person in general, and historian, Brittany Carney.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on our show again. If for people who don't know, I am Jeff Galashaw, your host, and with me, as always, is Andre Joseph of AJ Epics Productions.
Happy whatever holiday it is today.
Okay, I think it's Yom Kippur. So,
Or is that right? Well, there is some, it's like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. There's a calendar holiday today. But is Yom Kippur only one day? I'm not actually sure.
and I have no idea. I just figure it's like Christmas, where you have that one day, but then you have the residual effect for the days after.
Right, of course.
Like a weekend. It's like, oh, I went out Friday night. I'm recovering Saturday and Sunday. So,
Right. Family holiday, prolonged hangover or something.
Exactly. Okay, so I guess what has happened or what has been going on with you since you were last on the show?
Oh, I don't know. That's a big question. When was I do you remember what year it was? It was 2020. It wasn't 2024, was it? It was a 2023?
I think it was 24.
Oh, wow. I guess I really my sense of time and scope is really well, I guess it's kind of nebulous. Okay, so what's been going on with me? Well, I suppose this past summer I was on the road a lot. I was doing this was probably the first summer that it really was a lot of my, as opposed to opening for people. I mean, this was a summer where it was just my headlining. I'm just kind of double checking that mentally. But yeah, so that was a productive and exciting summer of stand up. And then the spring into summer was exciting for those reasons. And then also, as Jeff knows, I wound down my residency at the Ars Nova Theater, getting to curate Showgasm, this recurring variety show. And that was really fun to be able to take the reins on something. And so that was this past summer. Now I'm working on my pilot, which is becoming also the bane of my existence because I'm behind on it. But I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my big update now. I'm working with Natasha Rothwell.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So she has a production company called Big Hattie Productions, and so it's her production company that's supporting my project.
Wow. That is awesome. I really liked her show, How to Die Alone.
Yeah, I really liked it too. It's a shame that it's not getting continued, to my understanding.
Yeah.
I think it was really unique and also was in line with what she maybe if she has a mission to her production company, and I'm saying this based on my initial meeting with them years ago. I think she's really interested in, Black writers, Black women in writing and production and comedy that want to create a story that's not just about being Black or having to feel bound by like an identity narrative, or trauma narrative maybe. So she's like, Black people should be able to write about whatever they want. So I think it was also triumphant. Like her show was like, yeah, it was about her, this character in the world, and of course, culture and race come into play, but the main struggles weren't tied up into race, and so that was refreshing, I thought. And I don't know, it was like a unique world that she built. So yeah, uh,
No,
inspiring to see, but maybe she'll be able to move it to a different network or something.
I'm hoping. I guess, this is just going to be a general discussion. So, about film. So, have you seen anything in particular lately that really stuck with you, like either at home, in theaters?
This is a good question. And so, and also to preface this, I wanted to talk about Death of the Stalin, Death of the Stalin. I wanted to
Of
talk
these, Stalin?
of the many. I wanted to talk about Death of Stalin, and I started to rewatch it, and the reason that I wanted to revisit that and also like break it down is because I'm really um excited about historic like period comedy, because that's related to my thing, not that era or that person, but I mean like that genre. And when I first watched that movie, I was so struck by how funny it is and how playful it is, how playfully they build this world around a historic figure and events, right? And like kind of balance actual historical, like they're like balancing his play like creative liberty and historical reality. So anyway, that's like something that I'm wanting to rewatch in full, and having revisited it, I'm so charmed by it. So that's on my mind right now. Like
Okay.
just meet like it's a really amazing, it really locks people into the tone of the movie. And then also, I don't know if you're familiar, but there's like a scene where it's shoot, I even forgot what the man's supposed to be, what his name is, but it's Steve Buscemi and another actor. And then
Mhm.
they're labeled as, I guess for lack of better words, specific Stalin's cronies, right? But
Mhm.
so that's something I'm in the middle of rewatching. What else has struck me? What have I seen recently? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this left an impression on me. I watched thousands of, was it hundreds or it's thousands of hundreds of
Hundreds of beavers?
hundreds and 10,000s of viewers. So I watched this maybe a little bit over a month ago, and it was just a friend who thought that I would like it, and he had watched it, and then I was really struck by that because it's so slapstick in a way that I don't even think I like really cared about, or I didn't wasn't feeling typically nostalgic for um earlier 20th centuries silent slapstick films. It's not something I really think about or know about or like look to as inspiration, but I thought that the way this movie handles that was so fun and creative. Have you seen it?
I have. Andre, have you seen it?
No, I have.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you think
okay.
about it, Jeff? Or I'm sorry that it's
It's just,
that's just something on my mind.
yeah. So yeah. No offense, Andre. We're not cutting you out of the conversation. But um, I saw it, I think, a year ago, so I haven't seen it as recently, but I liked it because it kind of reminded me of like a human cartoon, like with all the
Yeah.
creativity, and also like you were saying, like of silent movies, because it's kind of episodic, but it's also like a video game because like he reaches one level, but then he has to also do this to get to the next thing, like to I guess get the I think he was a hunter or a farmer's daughter that he wants to date. He has to do this, he has to do that. So I enjoyed it creatively that way. And like you, I'm not the biggest silent film fan. As I've gotten older, I started watching them more and more. So other than like Charlie Chaplin, I have rarely usually watched a silent movie. But
Right.
I appreciate the creativity and the artwork more because of how much I guess detail has to go into everything when you're making these films, and especially trying to do that today and be of a certain period. So I admired the film for that, but I will admit it was not by the end of the year, like at the top of my list. But I was like, this is something like somebody really put their heart and soul into.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for that, I am very impressed and loved it. And
I
so,
think that's what struck me, that it's such a specific, like, ambition, and it was also the whole movie plays out kind of like a big puzzle because without giving anything, I mean, also it's not really a plot. I mean, it's a plot, I guess, but it's just that
not
he
really.
is like the guy, the main character is has to figure out, he has to like kind of strategize getting certain tools, for example, to fix problems that he's got into, and also like as defense. So I thought that was so interesting. It was like a big puzzle. It reminded me of really of certain computer games that were popular in the 90s, like math related computer games, like or Zoom Beanies or whatever. Like there was like obviously it wasn't the same region per se, but it had an Oregon Trail feeling to an extent, because it was like, how do I get this animal or this tool to
Hmm.
make my stuff? So and on top of that, I think, yeah, my takeaway was like, is this too long? Yes. Does it kind of fall apart at the end? Sure. But I actually was so impressed because it was like a really specific idea that he got across and that he got to make, and then it's like airing in festivals. So that was really neat. Um, what else? Oh, I'm wearing one of my favorite. Well, this is actually not even about the movie, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt that's about. Okay, I don't know if you tell, because that's part. But the detail about this sweatshirt is that it's not. So this sweatshirt I got on eBay, and it's from Tokyo Disneyland, but like
Oh.
from the I think the 90s, really, because if you notice, it says Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's not about the movie. There's no like Jack Sparrow or anybody. It's just
Mhm.
just Mickey and company on a ride. So I thought this was interesting because my initial love of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, what came from going to that ride a bunch as a child at Tokyo Disneyland. So anyway, I was like, oh, wear a movie sweatshirt, but then I'm just realizing now it's not movie oriented. It's the origin of the lore. And then have I watched what are the big summer what have been the big summer blockbusters this year?
There was Sinners, and
Oh my god, I haven't seen it yet.
you should. I would highly recommend it. It's one of the better films I've seen this year.
Really? Yeah,
Mhm.
everybody says so. I don't It feels sad. It feels like I would really like it, but the thing with stand up is that I'm having a harder time making time to um go to movie theaters, like when the things are out, or also, yeah. So, okay. I haven't seen that. What else has been out this summer? Um,
What about Naked Gun? Did you see that?
oh my gosh. So I caught the last 30 minutes and the story is really silly. And by the way, I want to say that I had so much fun watching the last 30 minutes in theaters. I did you guys watch it?
I've seen
Uh,
it.
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, you haven't seen it. Well, I also
You
don't
can spoil it.
wanna
I saw
spoil.
the first
I don't know if
one.
that's what this movie's for, but the reason I only watched 30 minutes is like really, it's really absurd. So what the hell was going on? Okay, so I had done this thing where I made a tomato sauce in a glass pot on my stove, and it burst. Like, I looked it up. It's a Pyrex thing. I looked it up. Couldn't you have this glass, um, like this glass pot on a electric stovetop? Yes. Internet said yes. No, it was actually a true disaster. Like I was making a sauce and the glass burst, so it looked like a true crime scene, like, there was really tomato everywhere, like marinara everywhere. So there was this big, a science project where I was cleaning up all this glass. So then the next day, I had plans to go see Naked Gun with comedians, and I thought that I had cleaned up all the glass, but I stepped on a huge chunk of glass so dramatically that my foot was really bleeding, like, all over my kitchen in such a, like, kind of like a, almost like cinematic way, like a what's that?
Like a sketch, some kind of way.
Like hang on. Uh, it's so obvious. It's a director. What? Quarantino. Quarantino. Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Quarantino. Like, how blood is kind of cartoonish, right, in his vision. So anyway, I had, like, bloody footprints all over my kitchen, and I had to go to the movie theater to watch Naked Gun. So a number of things happened. One is that I had just submitted also a big draft of my pilot, so I was feeling kind of drained. And to do that and to celebrate it, I had ordered Shake Shack. So my Shake Shack arrived, and then like I cut my foot, and my foot was really bleeding everywhere. And then I felt kind of like you know when you sort of when your response to like an emergency is that you sort of shut down. Like I just kind of with no like I just was like, okay, well, I'm gonna eat this Shake Shack, and my foot was really bleeding. And then I cleaned up all the glass and my own blood. It was really like a nightmare. Sorry, I know this is a lot of detail, but it is the reason that I only saw 30 minutes from Naked Gun. And so no, I texted the girl who had organized the let's go see this movie together comedian field trip. Like, okay, I'm moving a bit slowly, but I'll be there. So I ended up Ubering there. I walked into the theater at a really absurd. Andre, you'll know there was like a snowman.
Yes, yes.
That's like when I hobbled into the theater. So anyway, that was a weird evening. Made me question my own independence, my sanity. But I had a lot of fun watching that. That was like it was so fun to watch a really stupid, funny thing that was so cleverly gaggy, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of brings up my point too. I feel like this whole year, other than Naked Gun, you don't really see a lot of comedy on the big screen. Sure, you see it on the streaming platforms, but we're not getting
Right.
enough of like back when Jim Carrey or Judd Apatow had a new movie like almost every couple of months.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right.
what do you think is that trend? Why do you think that's happening?
That's an interesting question. People talk about this a lot, like comedians talk about it because there haven't been like yeah, a recurrence of big kind of screwball comedies. Speaking of Rat Race, which I'm also into like in a nostalgic way, but I don't know, it was like Judd Apatow marked this I think he marked the end of that era or transition into something else. And then I would say that a lot of comedies now it is more in I guess the more like the ones that get more buzz or maybe like A24 coded or they're more independent.
Yeah.
But that's something about Naked Gun. It's like this like it was really refreshing the fact that that movie exists today. I thought it was like a ref. When did the original Naked Gun come out? Was it the 80s or 90s?
It was the
It
80s.
was the 80s, and like Airplane came out in the 80s.
Mhm.
So I wonder. I mean, the obvious. Like it's maybe this is too on the nose, but obviously we are in a difficult time geopolitically, which I think does, in theory, then give way to like emergence of comedy as art or whatever and then but I don't know like maybe it's just that like them like that's the kind of movie that's drawing a lot of attention because people appreciate it as escapism and I'm not sure I wonder if that'll mark a trend. It kind of reminded me of you guys know the play Oh Mary? It's on Broadway now.
Oh yes, I want to try and go see it. But I do have like the play book,
Yeah,
to
my God.
read.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
but I haven't seen it yet. And
I have somewhere I have the what's it called
the playbill.
yeah, the encyclopedia. But so anyway, similarly, like that is so big and farcical and silly and like really stupid, and I mean in a good way, um, m- like very self-aware in a self-aware way. It's not trying to be over. It's not commenting on it really, and somehow Naked Gun reminded me of that. It's like play, and it's kind of like even it reminds me of like playwrights like Molly. It's play in the general sense, but it's also like um reminds me of playwrights like Moliere where it's sort of like big and silly. So I don't really think about Naked Gun in relationship to Moliere, but Oh Mary made me think about, oh, this is good. I want comedy to be this. And then actually when I watched Naked Gun, I was just laughing so much. And I don't laugh that much watching stand-up anymore. I'm just too in it. So that was the thing. And maybe I was losing blood through my but,
Um,
yeah.
and now, another comedy that I guess you could say kind of came branded this year was Friendship with Tim Robinson. Though, even though as anything with Tim Robinson, it was kind of subversive because it's comedy, but it's awkward, so that it has elements of a thriller, but then it has elements kind of a drama, but then it goes back to being silly all over again. So I don't know if you saw that, but that would be another, I guess, kind of comedy that came out this year that I thought was like noteworthy.
And this is it's Tim Robinson, right?
Yep.
So I just got clued into the Detroiters, which I don't think they're making anymore anyway. But
No.
right there, but
Unfortunately.
that's so funny. Like when I watched it, I really. It was only in the past few months that I was introduced to it, the Detroiters at least, and I was like, oh my gosh, right? I haven't seen this kind of thing in a long time. Or it's like it's like warmly reminds me of some Adult Swim stuff, but I don't know, also of its own of the more recent zeitgeist. But
Mhm.
so no, I like Tim Robinson. I haven't seen Friendship. I heard it's really, really funny. Everybody says that. And what's the other thing that I also what was his others?
I think you should leave,
So
which I think is his Netflix show.
that's his Netflix show. So I also watched a bunch of that earlier this summer because a friend put me onto it. And then I was sort of overdosing on Tim Robinson's energy, but but that can happen if you're watching a lot of something. But yeah, I really liked that also. It's like so playful and silly and so brilliantly, it's like kind of brilliantly deranged. So I wonder if Friendship has a similar feeling.
Um, I think so. Maybe not as much as his show, since this is on the big screen. But I think maybe that's what helps make it work is that where this is more supposed to be a real life scenario, not with so many wacky different characters. And he seems to be the one who's more the over the top, more comedic character.
I see.
So I think that's why it kind of works for him because his thing always just seems to be subtle and awkward. At least his appeal or his approach to
Right.
comedy. So because I know like maybe that's why they only kept him for a season or two on Saturday Night Live. Also,
Oh, interesting. Right. Right. And I do actually, I think that based on, I think you should leave. It seems like he can kind of toggle between the straight man and like the zany guy. But right. It's like usually he's a foil for these other characters to be more outrageous. Who is the other person that's with him in Friendship? I forgot.
Paul Rudd, and
Oh,
the
huh.
everyman.
Right. Do I care about Paul Rudd? I don't know.
That's up to you.
It doesn't age.
But it's like nice. It's like kind of exactly. It doesn't age. It's kind of like he's like a. Oh, I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like I don't really like. Okay, he was in a lot of those movies. By those movies, I mean. Oh, was he in Ski School?
No, he was. He's not that old. He wasn't
Who
in
was in Ski School? No, it's not.
Paul Feig was in Ski School.
Who?
Or no, that was Ski Patrol. Sorry,
Was
Paul
was
Feig.
Paul Rudd. No, I saw him in something where he was younger recently. It's not. You're right. Ski School's too old. But
I'm like
that's like Michael Showalter, right?
um well,
Ski
Ski School I think was Dean Cameron. If I'm thinking of the same movie you're thinking of from
Like the comedy.
yeah, but it was like 1980s, one of those that kind of
Oh,
went
it's way
straight to
older.
home video.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. What Hot American Summer? I'm gonna figure something out. Paul Rudd, I know, but also Paul Rudd was in. What is the movie that he was in when he was like younger?
Like Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio version.
Paul Rudd?
Yeah, he played
That's
the
funny.
man who was supposed to marry Claire Danes
Wait,
character.
I was right. My instinct was right.
Okay. He
Oh,
was in Ski
sorry.
School?
No. Forgive me. I also lost Zoom trying to look this up. No, I thought that he was in Clueless, and just for a moment, I was like, that's not right. And then I looked it up and he was included.
Yes.
But no, yeah. That's not even one of those movies. By those movies, capital T and capital M, I meant like he was in the Apatow stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up.
This is 40, and
Oh, I
trying to
don't
think of
think I
anything else.
watched This Is 40.
You don't really need to.
It's got moments. Not great.
Yeah, it was like it lives up to the title. It's a midlife crisis movie,
Right. I
but
think-
for rich people.
Oh, I see. So actually, this made me realize the whole world of like okay. I think that I typically struggle with that zone of movie. Like I'm like, I said, do I care about Paul Rudd? Because I really do associate him with that era of comedy that's like
Okay.
just kind of boring white guy. And it doesn't mean that it's not funny or like valuable as a genre of comedy, but I think I just don't care about it as much. Like I'm not so invested. But then he seems like as a person in public, like nice. Like he seems like
Yeah.
and kind of I mean, I bet it's interesting against Tim Robinson. Like I'm curious to see it.
I think you'll enjoy it.
But this made me realize there's a whole other like category of movie experience from my past year, which is watching movies in the sky because I'm traveling for stand up, and that's when in my life recently, that's like where I'm seeing movies more frequently than in theater or at home. So, okay, to that point, what did I see? To this point, I recently rewatched Sunshine. It's not Eternal Sunshine. No. Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh wow.
I really randomly watched it on a plane recently. Do you have any thoughts about it?
Andre, I'll let you.
I
you
haven't
guys
seen
seen
it in a while, but I do remember enjoying it. I'm just still pissed that Alan Arkin beat Eddie Murphy for the Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the one main thing I remember about
because
it. Like,
Eddie Murphy did Norbit around that time, and
Is that right? That was like earlier 2000, right?
mm-hmm.
I see.
that was a theory because he did that he cost him the Oscar.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say I remember it. I remember it was like one of those movies everybody loved that I was just like, it's okay. I like
Right.
that it's kind of darker than other films that were out at the time. So it has that kind of like 1970s, early 1980s feel. But I was just like, but again, maybe I just couldn't really identify with any of the characters.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and visually it wasn't like, oh, well, maybe the style will take me out of it. And I was just like, no, I'm still like, this is okay, but it's not like one of those celebrated movies in my mind where I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this again. Because
of course.
like that's the interesting thing when you brought up Death of Stalin. I haven't watched it since 2017 when it came out. And it came across back then, like how you were talking about like, Paul Rudd's movies where it's like, okay, this is okay. I didn't think I think it was because I was younger. And now that, roughly 8 years later, I'm a little bit more into history. So, like watching it, I'm like how you were saying, like, I like that it has this comedic slapstick approach, but also it's actually dealing with facts of what happened at the time.
Right.
And you're mixing all of that in. And like you said, it's like, and then you're like, here's this Russian film, or it's set in Russia. And then you have like everybody, like Steve Buscemi. It's like, and I'm like, but nobody's using a Russian accent. So everybody's speaking normal. So you have one like Scottish guy over here using his accent, but he's supposed to be Russian. You have Steve Buscemi talking like Steve Buscemi. And then you have Simon Beale Russell, with his British accent. So it's just like, okay, but if somebody busts out a Russian accent, are they in the wrong now? Or is this just...
And Michael Palin, who I can't remember whether he plays he's obviously playing a Russian, but I can't even remember whether he's using his own British accent, actually. It might be American for some reason. But it's actually kind of, okay, that also reminds me of, I have a thought earlier about what you were saying with regards to Little Miss Sunshine, but I'll put a pin in it. So,
okay.
Yeah, kind of messiness of accents reminds me of Marie Antoinette, which I really love that movie. That was really formative to me when it came out as like I don't know, I must have been 18 or 19. So that was like, and it's similar, it's not quite a comedy, but that movie is like it's like someone's French, someone's British, someone's and I actually kind of like that. I like it. I think that I like the absurdity of that and would apply that to something that I make because but I especially like it in those two examples. And my other thought is right. Also, and I can understand watching Death of Stalin earlier on when it came out and not really caring so much. But my sick sad reality is that like that generation of white guy actors, like I love Monty Python and those and like I like that sensibility. Like I like the comedic tone, pace and tone of that movie a lot. So I remember it captured my attention in a real way, and then it is now. But okay, Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah, I think when it first came out, I also felt like I just didn't identify with the world of it or the characters, and I thought, um, why am I forgetting his name? Michael Scott.
Steve.
Carell.
Excuse me. I was gonna say Steve Buscemi.
Carell's like, I understand it's interesting to see Steve Carell as a serious character, but I think I didn't really care or something. Or I was mostly, it was kind of like it's like kind of flat. And so, but then I rewatched In the Sky, and there's something about watching movies in the sky where I don't know, maybe you're just bound to your chair because I was like, oh, this is so interesting. Toni Collette is like she's a chameleon, and I and then I was really drawn to young Paul Dano because I think he's an interesting actor, and I was like, oh, this is cool. He's young here. So anyway, it was a movie I didn't really care about, but I watched it on a whim, and it made me think more about it, and that's something I watched recently. There are two other movies that I saw in the sky recently that left funny like one, which is a movie that I have seen before, but it's unfortunate. It's Princess and the Frog, the Disney animation. So I was doing road gigs in New Orleans, and then I watched it on a whim, like a child was watching it on the airplane. I have to tell you, I was so into it. I was like laughing out loud. And like I'm really not a big like I don't really cry at films frequently. I don't like you know, I don't know. I was like really touched by it and like really taken up by the music. But I think it's just like maybe I was dehydrated in the sky. But I also really appreciated that movie. I was like, this is actually so cool. And it's a shame that as a Disney princess movie, it's pretty under discussed. And it's like cool that there's, interesting, like there's a Black universe in this film. So anyway, that's something else that I loved it. And then then it was fun to land in New Orleans.
This is perfect timing.
I'm Princess Tiana.
Yes.
And then another movie that I watched in the sky was Call Me by Your Name, which is a really different kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, it's romantic.
yeah, it really is. It's like a true romance.
Yeah, that movie I was shocked at how much it affected me because I thought it was one, everybody loves, and it's like, oh, you guys all love this year, then I'll watch it and be like, it was okay. That one I was like really affected by. I think it might be one of the few Timothy Chalamet movies I actually like. So,
That's exactly because I've been like, oh, Timothy Chalamet, it's like overkill, and then or I just didn't. Again, I keep saying that I don't care about people, but I just feel like they're not on my. I'm not really actively thinking about Timothy Chalamet. I don't really get the sex. I don't. To me, he's like not a sexual being. He's like, and then. But I was so impressed by that movie. He's really a wonderful actor and a very believable character. So yeah, me too. I did similar. I was like, whoa, okay. It clued me into the hype.
Well, I guess I don't know if this is a question or maybe see what you think about this, but I have this ongoing thing when it comes to Black people in horror films. Like when I watch the film, I'm happy we're being represented in the film. But I'm just like, but with all the things we have to deal with already in life, now you're adding the supernatural to it. And
Mhm.
it's sort of like that's why I kind of get excited when I go to see a horror film and I'm like, oh, well, there's a black actor in it. But then in the back of my mind, I know, but they might be the first victim in like the next 10 minutes.
Right.
And I feel like, and also, even though it's not, I feel like it's also coded in horror films because as soon as you see the black person, and usually they're the first victim, and usually they go missing, and you notice all the other characters are kind of like, oh, well, he disappears, or he's wild, he goes partying. And it's like, wait, this kind of mirrors real life because whenever you hear about these cases of people going missing and they went to the cops, and the cops always reason, oh, they probably went off with their boyfriend or girlfriend, they'll be back, or stop putting out false reports. But just like in the horror film, soon as somebody white dies, it's like, oh, now we have a problem. So I'm
Yeah.
just wondering, have you ever noticed that watching horror films, or what do you think about that?
Oh, sure. I understand that as a I understand that that's a trope in horror films. Um, like I've feel like I've heard that referenced, and also I'm not like I'm also it's a pattern that I'm not surprised by, I suppose. But I also think that I don't horror is a genre that I'm really into in theory, but actually I'm not that well versed in. So
Okay.
the last horror movie that I watched in a theater, did it even have anybody black? No, okay. Oh, wait, of course. Oh my God. This is so the protagonist is a black woman. I saw Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
I really forgot that she well, that's good. I wasn't thinking about the fact that she was black, I guess, because she doesn't well, I don't know. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so my point is that, like, in that I guess but that movie is sort of cheeky, right? It's like there's, like, a tongue-in-cheek approach to horror. So, so that trope doesn't exist, or they somewhat turn it on its head because of the person who dies, right? Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I guess my sense is that, because it's established now as, like, frankly, a racist plot building trope. My hope is that horror movies moving forward would either satirize that or turn from it. What do you think? Have you seen it satirized? What about in those scary movies from
um. Well, I'll let Andre go first. And
I've only seen the first 2 Scary Movies. I think they kinda play that up, but I know they're making a new one, so now with
Oh, they
recent
are.
the Scream reboot, or the I know we did last summer where they're trying to make it more diverse and check boxes, I think they're gonna
Oh.
play up on that a lot.
Right, that makes sense.
yeah, because the only time I've really seen it satirizing quite well was in that film, The Blackening,
Yeah.
which was more, out and out comedy.
Well, I've heard about it. Right, right.
But at least it acknowledged and pointed out, the problems that usually are associated with horror films and African Americans. But
Right.
also, it was like recently I had a conversation with Andre, and I was really trying hard to come up with a list of specific, I guess, African American final girls in films, and it was like Jada Pinkett and Demon Knight, and we didn't even think of Barbarian, but I know
Mhm.
somebody else online brought it up, and surprisingly, I think they came up with a list of 9 in total, and it's like,
Really?
yeah, and I've never even really tried to think like, was there ever? Because men don't usually survive these films, so is there a black final man or black final boy in any of these movies?
Oh,
Mm,
interesting. And does that wait, do you guys watch Nope? Nope.
I guess.
I'm trying to remember the end.
That was where Kiki Palmer survived and got the picture.
Oh, yeah.
And her brother did live because he rode a horse, but they never really explained how he survived.
Oh,
Mm,
right, it was, like,
mm,
kind of, like, "Is he alive?" Right, 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 right.
Alien was a bed sheet.
The
no,
alien was a bedsheet?
Well, that's what it
reminded me
looked
of.
like.
Yeah, that's another thing where it was like, whoa, what is whoever what's that called when you like create the concept for like a character or something? Like whatever the vision behind that alien is so like, huh? But in a cool, unique way. I just it was hard to even like kind of it was like just a big floppy sheet
Yeah.
Yeah.
guy. Hmm. Oh, I want to see more like black cowboy representation. That'd be kind of interesting to see more films, more treatments of that. Speaking of nope. But okay, I don't know. Are there what's a I feel like I've seen Japanese horror films more, and obviously those don't have black people or black people. Those horror-
uh, well, yeah, I'm trying to think of specific Japanese horror films. I've seen a lot.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Well, that's one of my favorite genres is horror films. So, and that's why. And usually, those are the ones that are usually the most critically acclaimed too. So that's another reason why.
Hmm.
Because it's like American horror, you kind of know what you're kind of going to get. The new thing is, oh, let's like change, like make this kind of surprise in American horror films where it's like, oh, this plot twist, this plot twist, this plot twist. And that's the only thing that's staying entertaining. Or you have a film with like Final Destination where it's like, oh, you're just really coming to see people die and we're going to kill them off in an interesting way. And it's like, but what about story, plot? It's like, okay, we'll try.
Um, do you have a favorite horror film?
Well, two films vie for the title that keep switching. Rosemary's Baby
Okay.
and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What's Rosemary's Baby about?
Where Mia Farrow and her husband, they move into a building. She's pregnant and the whole plot of the film at first is she going crazy just because she's pregnant and alone all the time, or are these like older people or the residents plotting against her because she
Hmm.
also has fantasies of like having sex with the devil and all of them standing around naked, and she's wondering, is that a fever dream? And of course by the end we get our answer. But one of the big things of the film, I think, other than like, is this real or not, was the fact that it's more dramatic than, like jump scares or anything. But also something like horror filmmakers tried in the 2000s where things were more suggested than shown. So, you're always constantly wondering. And then when deaths do occur, it's not like over the top gore. It's just like, oh, that's kind of tasteful. And it's just like more artistically directed with the shots. There's not as much cuts, longer takes. So that's Rosemary's Baby in a nutshell.
Interesting. And what year did it come out? Or like when? What decade?
I think that was either I think it was either the late 60s or early 70s. And
Yeah, I'm looking at it. We're just looking at images of it. 1968.
yeah.
Wait, I have a
Did a
question about.
TV show, but it was terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And anytime they try to make a sequel or a remake of it, it just can't
Yeah.
like reach the apex. And the problem also is the director of the original is Roman Polanski, and he has his own set of problems that he can never set foot in America again. So it's not like if he wanted to make a sequel, he could. And
I see. Oh, right. Um, and wait, you know what? You know what category of horror that I'm like, I haven't seen any of this franchise, but I'm curious about it because I mostly think Mia Goth seems cool. Like I like her energy.
I think I know what movies you're gonna say.
But I've never seen Pearl and etc. Or what's the
Oh,
other? There's like a Pearl.
X and Maxine.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and Maxine was the one that was like set in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch those, or how do you feel about that franchise?
Yeah, we actually saw them together, all three of
Oh,
them.
Yeah, in the theater.
really? Wow. I mean, not at the same time.
But yeah,
It was like a what's that called?
It's like
Like a
every
marathon?
year, I think there was
yeah,
a new
like
one.
every year a new one would come out. And
So Maxine is like they're set in the same universe?
like X is the first film, which plays off like, typical kind of 70s set horror film. Then Pearl, the second film, goes into the past for to explain one of the characters in X's
Like
past.
Oh, that's what I've heard. And
Yeah.
Pearl, I'm really intrigued by, but it's because I also like his like historical like worlds, you know. So I've just seen the trailers and I've seen the little clips. So I'm really intrigued by that movie, and it seems like an interesting take on horror.
Yeah, I mean, Pearl is the best out of the three, and
Oh, really?
at least in my opinion. And because it kind of deviates from what we've seen in X, and it's a little more dramatic with its main character. So that's why I like. Plus, it has the guy who currently plays Superman in one of his early roles.
Oh,
So,
okay. Oh. Wait, which Superman?
the one that I think just came out this summer.
David Cornsweet.
Yeah.
Orange Swan.
Mm.
Oh, cool. And not Dean. So Dean Cain played Superman, but now he's like,
Yeah,
He's television
out to
Superman.
he's television. That now he just seems really lame and like MAGA coded, right?
yeah,
Pretty
trying to
much.
join ICE. He can't go over a wall during
Oh,
training.
yeah.
He's trying to play up the image, but it's not working.
And he's in Rat Race, surprisingly, in a bit role.
He's in
And-
Rat Race?
Yeah, he's Amy Smart's cheating boyfriend who she chases with the helicopter.
Who is he? Wait, I'm
But-
gonna look it up.
Yeah, because he only has, I think, 1 or 2 lines. And this was after he was famous. And that's why I was like, wow, how his star has fallen. And
Yeah, seriously. Interesting. Huh. That's funny. Yeah, it all leads back to Rat Race.
exactly.
Like, I'd love to watch that and like properly and come back another time to talk about that movie.
Oh, yeah.
You always have an open invitation because I'm really liking this like vibe, just generally
cool.
having a film conversation, with somebody, it's not like you hate movies or anything, but like somebody who isn't like as obsessive as like, let's say me and Andre are about movies.
No, and that's true. Actually, in my life, I am surrounded by people who are film buffs. Like my best friend really loves, well, she loves like really terrible movies from the 80s, but also she's constantly watching movies and thinking about them. I'm good friends with somebody who runs a small cinema in DC, like an independent theater. And so, yeah, but I'm not that versed. It's kind of like I'm drawn to specific movies, but I'm open to learning and I'm open to also tracking trends and patterns and tropes. So yeah.
No.
Yeah. I would like to watch, and I want to revisit, like I'd like to come back and talk about Rat Race. Also maybe Death of the Stalin, because I want to, but you don't like it that much?
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. I didn't like it the first time I watched it. Now, or having rewatched it, I appreciate it a lot more.
So why
Because
Death of the Stalin again?
yeah, I was gonna say, yes, Death of the Stalin. But no, I like those types of movies. Andre, how did you like Death of Stalin, Andre?
You know what it is for me? It's one thing when Mel Brooks does a comedy that's historical, and it's like you get the joke. Nobody's going to be trying to throw up the accents and make it authentic, but something like this, where it's shot so dramatically and it's played more for laughs, it's like it's Steve Buscemi doing Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's true.
There's like a barrier I can't seem to get across.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing with certain movies when it comes to accents. Like, okay, there's Tom Cruise and Valkyrie trying to play German, but it's still sounding like Tom Cruise. But then there's the other side of the spectrum where you get a movie like a film we reviewed recently called Split Decisions, which is a boxing movie with Gene Hackman. And half the actors who are not from New York have these terrible New York accents. And you're like, why don't they get Tony Danza or somebody that's more authentic?
Hard to get past.
Yeah, it's like watching a Law and Order episode where everybody's like, forget about it. Like, okay, we get it. You're supposed to be from this place, but it's so obvious you're not,
Right.
Or, yeah, like, I mean, I'm trying to think. Gene Hackman doesn't even try.
No.
He's just Gene Hackman. But then you have, did Craig Sheffer in that film try an accent?
A little bit, but Jeff Fahey's was more thicker.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I know you're not like, who are these people?
Yeah, I really am, but it's okay.
You're like, huh?
We're
Yeah.
gonna go.
Well, if you ever see it, since your friend likes bad '80s movies, she'll
Yeah.
love this movie.
Okay, I wonder if she's seen it.
It's very over.
What's it called?
What? And yeah, it's Street. What is it? Streets of what?
Decision.
Oh, Split Decision.
Split Decision.
Yeah, because I was only introduced to it through him.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, because me and I don't know, me and Gene Hackman, rest in peace. I had just have a weird relationship when it comes to movies with him. Because I always feel like he's kind of the uncle you want to like, but it's kind of, well, we can curse on the show, but comes across as an asshole or a jerk once you
Oh,
start
I
getting
see.
older. So that's how my relationship with him in movies is. No doubt he's a great actor in most of the things he does, but it just always seems like he has a grumpiness to him too for no reason. Like, you don't have to be here,
Right.
You could just, well, eventually retire. Nobody asked you to be here. We are paying you. So that's how I feel like.
Hackman, Brittany, given that you grew up part of your life overseas, do you remember seeing like those beer commercials with celebrities that
Me?
don't know? Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like do you mean wait, do you mean American beer commercials or do you mean Japanese
Well,
ones?
both. They're just like the American ones and the Japanese ones, but they get like a big name American actor to
Yes.
do.
Yes, I do. And I remember seeing like yeah, it would just be some American actor that would then like I try to think of a specific example. I remember even ones with, like, Britney Spears and stuff, because of the time, but, yeah, that thing that in Lost in Translation, they're
Mhm.
kind of making fun of that Bill Murray has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like, I feel like they're given, like, a phrase in Japanese to say, or they just say, like, "Good." Like, super dry, like, super dry beer, but, something like that. Yeah, I do. And then I feel like the American beer commercials, I don't really have from, like, when I was younger, I don't really have much of a relationship to unless it's kind of memeified. Like, maybe, like, you know what I mean? What's an example? Where they're, like,
Uh,
popular. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I was thinking of the skit from SNL with Adam Sandler and Chris Farley, where it's like, but they're gay in the commercial. But that was
Um,
pretty typical of what like beer commercials were. Like in that skit, instead of like girls in bikinis coming out, it was like guys coming out of the pool, muscle bound and short shorts, and
right.
and them going gaga, and all of a sudden they're all
Oh,
partying together randomly.
yeah. Wait, beer commercials, American beer commercials specifically, there's always, like, then everyone's partying together.
Exactly. Or you have the ones aimed at more malt liquor in the '80s with Billy D. Williams just coming
Oh,
across cool, like, yes, I love my
that's
Colt 45.
oh my god, that's so
you know,
funny. That's so interesting. Um, I feel like maybe Japanese beer commercials. I'm trying to think of a specific category one, but there's like it's a lot of like business scene, like men
Yeah.
have sharing beer, you know what I mean? Oh, come back. And then um yeah, like the things culturally that shape different beer commercials are interesting, I guess. Now I'm kind
There's
of
a Gene Hackman one we
uh-huh.
have that has him at a business meeting, and it looks like he's yelling at the people he's meeting with
oh
and taking the
really?
phone, and he's yelling on the phone, and it's to promote beer.
Huh? Interesting.
There's also another commercial. I think it's for the same beer where he just looks like he's standing in a photo studio and they're taking weird angles. And I guess he's like talking to whoever the photographer is. But
Oh.
and he's wearing clothes you would never imagine Gene Hackman actually
He's wearing
wearing.
black leather pants.
Wait, how funny.
Yes.
I can't even imagine.
If you want, we'll send you.
Okay, yeah, sounds fun.
So yeah.
That sounds great. Um, yeah, forgive me, guys. I do think I have to go, but
Oh,
I'm like I'd love to come back and talk about Rat Race.
okay.
Oh,
Hey, like I
definitely,
said,
yeah.
whenever you can, whatever you want to talk about, we're here for you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for your time. And I appreciate your accommodating your schedule. Thank you.
Yes, no,
No
thank you for
problem.
coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Really fun talk. Send me the Gene Hackman thing.
Okay.
I'll look up like specific Japanese beer commercials from the 2000s. Yeah, they're on YouTube, that kind of thing. So I think
Okay.
commercial. I feel like I watch more of that stuff than I watch movies, actually. Anyway, yeah, that'd be great. And thanks for understanding. I have to go do some comedy life admin before my show.
Exact. Understandable.
Thank
And
you. Thank you for understanding. Okay, bye, guys.
bye.
Or is that I'm not am I signing off? Is that appropriate?
You can sign off if you want to.
Do you have to facilitate me signing off because it's your podcast, or what's the system?
No, I think Andre, you're more the tech support.
No, I mean, I just close off and no.
Okay, cool. I'm kind of joking. I was just realized that I abruptly was like, okay, goodbye. So I'm
It's like, oh, okay.
tune with the energy and what your plan was. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll watch Rat Race and come back.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like this review, please be sure to like and hit subscribe to be alerted to new episodes in the future.